Ever get that feeling like, everyone's watching you? Like judging your every move?
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're in your own personal cringe comedy.
The ever-present dread of social awkwardness.
The worst. So to, maybe try to tackle this very human experience, we are diving into a text, a pasted text.
Straightforward.
Yeah. And it proposes a pretty, I think, radical approach to kind of getting over, or at least taming social anxiety.
Interesting.
And the whole thing really boils down to just 2 sentences.
Okay.
That claim to kind of unlock a calmer, more confident you.
2 sentences to conquer social anxiety. I'm intrigued. Let's hear them.
All right. So first up, we only pay attention to ourselves. We don't care about others, and others don't care about us.
Wow. That's quite a statement. It really makes you stop and think.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit harsh at first.
It does.
But when you actually sit with it for a moment, it reveals a lot about how our minds work.
Totally.
Especially in social situations.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the spotlight effect, which is a well-documented psychological phenomenon that explains why we tend to overestimate how much attention other people are actually paying to us.
Right.
Like, we assume everyone is just laser focused.
Oh, totally.
On our every move.
Every word.
Every awkward stumble.
Like every time we spill a drink on ourselves.
Exactly.
Which, speaking of.
But in reality.
They're probably too busy worrying about, doing the same thing themselves.
Precisely. The research on this is quite clear. We remember our own experiences.
Okay.
Especially the embarrassing ones.
Right.
Far more vividly than anyone else does.
Yeah, it's like that time I tripped and spilled my coffee all over myself.
Oh, no.
In a crowded cafe, and I was mortified. Like, I was so embarrassed.
Of course.
But honestly, would I remember if it happened to someone else?
Right.
Probably not.
And that's exactly the point.
Right.
This first sentence, it's not about promoting selfishness.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that our perception of the world is inherently self-centered.
We're all the main character in our own heads.
Exactly.
Which is fine, but,
it's natural.
Unless it starts, making us feel more socially anxious.
No, it can be a problem.
Which it can.
It can fuel that anxiety.
Yes.
And that's where that second sentence swoops in with a powerful antidote.
I'm ready. So give it to me. What's this magic phrase?
Okay, get ready for this. They're not against you. They're just like that.
Okay. I don't know. At first glance, it doesn't scream life-changing advice or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to be persuaded.
That's the beauty of this text. It sneaks up on you.
Okay.
What it's getting at is how we tend to, misinterpret other people's actions, their words.
Right. We always assume the worst.
We assume the worst when in reality, it might have very little to do with us at all.
Right. So that person at the party who seems to be giving me the cold shoulder.
Right.
Maybe they're just, shy.
Totally.
Or maybe they just, got in a fight with their partner or
Right. Or they're just naturally introverted.
Yeah, exactly.
And they need some time to recharge.
Yeah. They're not secretly judging my outfit or something.
Right. We tend to, view the world through the lens of our own experiences and insecurities.
Yeah.
And if we're feeling insecure,
right,
it's very easy to project those feelings onto others.
Oh, 100%.
And assume they see us the same way we see ourselves.
100%. It's like that saying, when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Exactly. Exactly. We see what we're primed to see.
Right.
And so this second sentence, they're not against you, they're just like that. It's a powerful reminder to kind of challenge those automatic negative thoughts.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that everyone else is navigating their own complex internal world.
Their own stuff.
Just like we are, yeah.
So, it's like instead of, jumping to conclusions about why someone's acting a certain way, it's better to just
give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Assume that they're probably,
start from a place of generosity.
Yeah.
Right? It's a more compassionate way to move through the world, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's just, I do wonder.
Yeah.
What about those times when someone's genuinely being difficult?
Yeah.
How does that, how does this, they're just like that idea work then?
That's a really important nuance to address, and you're right to point that out, because this text isn't suggesting that all behavior is excusable.
Right.
Or that you should just put up with bad behavior from other people.
Right, of course. Yeah.
It's more about recognizing that even difficult behavior often stems from internal struggles, not necessarily a personal attack.
Okay, so like, that coworker who snapped at me this morning.
Right.
Maybe they're just like, complete overwhelmed with deadlines or something.
Exactly. They're stressed out.
Not secretly, like, plotting my demise.
Right, exactly. And by understanding that, by recognizing that their behavior is likely not about us at all, we can choose a more skillful response.
So less reacting.
Less reacting.
More like responding.
More responding, exactly. Yeah. It's about taking that step back from the situation. Yeah. Taking a breath. Right. And then choosing how you want to engage, rather than just being ruled by your emotional reactions.
I like that, yeah. So, okay, we've spent all this time really, like, unpacking these 2 sentences.
Yeah.
We only pay attention to ourselves, we don't care about others, and others don't care about us.
Right.
And they're not against you, they're just like that.
Right.
But, like, how do we actually, put this into practice?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Because
you can't just, like...
It's not like our social anxiety just, like, disappears because we've, like, had some kind of intellectual epiphany.
It takes practice, yeah. It takes practice. But the good news is that these sentences can really become, like, mental shortcuts, like little reminders that help us shift our perspective a little bit when we start to feel that anxiety creeping in.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. So, like, the next time I'm about to give a presentation and I can feel... like my heart racing, my palms are sweating.
Right.
Instead of like picturing everyone in the room, like analyzing my every word. Judging, yes.
Yeah.
Just be like, wait, hold on.
Remember, we only pay attention to ourselves.
Right. They're probably
thinking about what they're going to have for dinner.
Right. Exactly. Or like,
if they have to go to the bathroom.
Right. Their to-do list.
Exactly.
A million other things.
They're not really that interested. In whether you stumble over a few words.
Okay, I like that. And what about, like, so let's say I'm like, chatting with someone.
Yeah.
And they seem, I don't know, kind of distant or dismissive.
Yeah.
And I just, like, immediately assume, oh, they, like, hated my presentation.
Right.
They secretly hate me. Like, all the bad things.
Catastrophizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, it's like, no.
They're not against you.
Right.
They're just like that.
Okay.
Maybe they're having a terrible day.
Right.
Maybe they're just naturally interested.
Right. Or maybe they just like,
Or maybe they just really love their lunch, who knows?
Right. Exactly. It's probably not personal.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. This is actually like kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Because it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm taking back control of my experience.
It's about recognizing that we have a choice in how we interpret and react to the world around us.
So it's less about like, trying to change other people.
Exactly.
Or like, change situations and be like, no, this is how it should be.
Right, because you can't control other people. You can't control situations.
Right.
All you can control is
how we respond.
How you respond to it. Yeah. And that is incredibly empowering.
I like that. This has been a really, really interesting deep dive.
Oh, good.
I think, we started with just 2 sentences.
Just 2 sentences.
And they've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
But I think more importantly to like actually, apply in our lives.
Really use, yeah.
Yeah. So if you had to like sum it all up, what's like the one thing you want our listener to like, walk away with today?
Yeah, I would say the next time you're feeling that familiar weight of social anxiety, remember those 2 sentences.
Okay.
Use them to challenge your negative thoughts.
Okay.
To give yourself and others a little grace.
Okay.
And to just try to step into social situations with a greater sense of ease and confidence.
That's great. That's such a good way to like sum it all up. And
thank you.
On that note, I think, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. So this text that we were, kind of dissecting today, I feel like it really focused on like the how to like, manage social anxiety.
Right.
But it did kind of like, leave me wondering, like, about the why.
Oh, interesting.
Like, why are we so hardwired
for
this, like, self-consciousness?
Yes, that's a great question.
Is it, like, is it nature? Is it nurture?
Right, is it both?
Is it a bit of both?
Yeah.
Something to ponder, right?
Indeed. The quest for self-understanding continues.
I like it. All right, well, until next time, everyone, keep exploring those fascinating minds of yours.
Absolutely.